Good morning to all of my untamed souls. And today is January 27th of 2024. And the card of the day, based on just 127, I'm going to give you two cards at the same time. So, the first card is the Ten of Swords, and the second card is the Ace of Swords. And that's because the Ten of Swords can be broken down into the Ace of Swords. But what I love about this deck and this card for the Ten of Swords is she's lying there on the ground, and all those swords are sticking into her, and she's just scrolling her phone. And this deck actually came out with a second, they included a second card as a second option to use for the Ten of Swords. And instead of calling it the Ten of Swords, it's the same picture, everything is the same, except instead of labeling it the Ten of Swords, it just says everything is fine. And I've always remembered that whenever I pull the Ten of Swords. Just like, everything's fine. Like, I know everything's fine. That's the way I picture this card. You're lying there, and you have become overburdened with all of these thoughts, all of these things that you just can't seem to stop thinking of, and it's finally just put the nail in your coffin, and you are laying there scrolling your phone, and you are detaching. You have now detached yourself from everything else going on around you, because it is not fine, but you're saying everything is fine. But with the Ten of Swords, this card doesn't depict it as well, but the sun is coming up. There is light peeking through the clouds. So with the Ten of Swords would also come the Ace of Swords, which means a new dawning, a new day, a new idea, a new way of thinking. We're turning over a new leaf. Sometimes we need to sit and do our doom scroll and just vegetate on the situation that we know has now come to an end, whether that's a breakup or a friendship, or just something really embarrassing that you did and you are mortified and feeling ashamed because you did whatever that really embarrassing thing was. So then we move into the Ace of Swords, which is like, okay, I'm gonna move on. Still kind of sucked. How can I do this? Maybe I will joke about it now because it's funny. But yesterday it was not funny. Okay? So now, if we were to add in the year of 2024 to January 27th, and we do the math and the breakdown, we get the Moon card is the first card, number 18. And the Moon card is about taking that scary path, taking that walk, taking that journey into something unknown. Oh, it's scary. There's creatures in the water. There's a cave ahead, but we don't know what's in the cave. The full moon is out. That's creepy. Everything creepy happens on a full moon, or ominous, and we're afraid of our path forward. Now, what's interesting about this is that it is a very full moon, but it is lighting the path, which means taking that deep dive into those emotions, deciding to take that deep dive, deciding to take that deep dive into the psyche to understand, why did this happen? Why do I feel this way? Making the decision to say, I'm going to go down this path, and I'm going to actually try to help myself understand it a little bit better, so that maybe it doesn't happen again, or so maybe I know what to do if this happens again in the future. You're facing a fear. to get to the other side. Now, if we further break down the number 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9, we get the 9 of Swords. And it may be that taking yourself down that path might even take you back a step into feeling the fear and the realization of everything that's going on, making you feel uncomfortable, sleepless nights. But also, you may be having anxiety about whatever it means to go through something and then how you come out the other side. Sometimes we make it out to be bigger than what it is. So let's put this all together so that we can make it make more sense for you. The 10 of Swords is a time of ending and also a time of beginning. When something ends, a new door opens. So now something has ended and it wasn't pretty. You take your time, do your doom scroll in your bed with your Chick-fil-A and your box wine, and everything will get better, but you just need those moments. And then you move into saying, because I just went through this, what part of I've decided that I would like to take a more positive spin. How can I move through this? What about it do I need to adjust for myself for the future? And then we move into the Moon card, and that means that we made the decision to think about the situation from a perspective of what part of it was me. What part about that could I change for myself so that I don't have this situation come up on my end again? How can I move through this even though it is fearful and it might cause some anxiety? Don't let the thought of going down that path emotionally and mentally scare you away from actually doing that sort of work for yourself. We all need to do that sort of work for ourselves, especially whenever we've gone through any particular situation, whether that's a breakup, an argument, an ending, even the death of somebody. But once you go make that decision to go through it, you need to make sure that you allow the process to happen without letting your own fears and anxieties heighten the problem. Don't let it escalate the problem or escalate the situation when there was no need for it to be escalated. It is a foggy, gloomy Saturday morning, and I hope everybody else is having a much prettier morning than I am. But I hope you can go forth today. If this is your doom scroll day, doom scroll away, Queen. Just doom scroll away. Everything will be fine. And then once you feel better, do your deep dive, do your shadow work, and then move through it, and don't let your fears or anxieties overwhelm you to the point that you end back up in your doom scroll phase. So I hope all of my untamed souls have a wonderful day, and I am sure that I will catch you again later.